Hello, I'm Eric Snodgrass, and thank you for watching this Ag Forecast for South America, brought to you by Nutrien Ag Solutions. Looking at some satellite-derived precipitation data here, and starting back on September the 12th, that week where we saw the beginning of planting for the Brazilian crop here. So from then till October 3rd, you've got your total accumulated precipitation here. Now, it's been the wettest in parts of the South and also in the Amazon, and there was this pocket tucked in between right in through here where we were still waiting on a lot of the precipitation to come in, and that includes a significant part of Mato Grosso, getting into Mato Grosso do Sul, and then a lot of Brazil's eastern growing areas. So overall, when we look back at that time period, the 12th of September through the 3rd of October, this is what you get. Might be a little easier if I were to remove everything less than 2 inches, and now you start to see that drier pocket in through here showing up. Now, the question is this going to fill in? Because last week in my forecast, we had discussed how we expected better chances of precipitation in that area. Well, first of all, some satellite data from this afternoon. Watch as I kind of just show you the sunset here. We actually do see quite a bit of convection. This is quite normal monsoonal afternoon thunderstorms that are pushing through here. We've got some new data in there. It is that just pushed through this area right in through here. But we're still drier in the east, and we're drier a bit in pockets of the south. But we're going to see if that changes. Now, over the next 10 days, the latest European model run, well, you do see a whole lot less of these colors represented in this area. Okay? And now we see a lot wetter weather that's coming up. And let's just kind of identify a few areas. Mato Grosso do Sul, Paraná, Sao Paulo, Minas Gerais, and near normal precipitation for Mato Grosso, Goiás, and the Tocantins. That's critical moisture for the continuation of the planting here as we start this new month. Now, from now till about mid-November, better than 80% of this crop is going to get planted. What we've started to notice is the models as you go farther to the south, Rio Grande do Sul, Uruguay, and much of Argentina has gone over drier. And that's interesting because the Antarctic oscillation, or the southern annular mode, is dropping right now and is expected to be below average. And yet, while that's occurring, we're not getting very many fronts that come through. So let me kind of walk you through the next 10 days or so on this precipitation pattern. As we go out here through the day on Wednesday and into Thursday, we're going to be watching later this week for heavier rains to be moving into this region. You're going to see lots of flashes of green coming here. But I want you to notice to the south. See that 1020 high that's right there? Now, not a lot of fronts are going to be blasting through that unless you get a big low pressure system like this one farther to the north, and it's just not there. So what ends up happening is on the northern edge of that, we get the precipitation. Okay, this is getting out to Saturday and into Sunday. So heavier rain in through here, but that big blocking high kept much of Rio Grande do Sul and Argentina and Uruguay drier. Now here we are next Sunday, this coming Sunday, going into next Monday. And that's where that front stalls out on the northern edge of this high pressure cell. So the flow's coming around something like this on this high. So that's where we get the lift. And then as we work into next week, into Tuesday and Wednesday, what you end up getting here are these flashes of green. That's the normal monsoon. But no major systems, no big fronts coming through Argentina, coming through southern Brazil. As we go all the way out here, let's just call that to day 10. And that's why we saw that favoring drier. Now we can put it all together and just add up the precip. Let's get out here through the end of this week. Let's go through into Saturday and now into Sunday. So at that point, our heaviest rainfall corridors right in through here. Normal monsoon convection north of that line. And you're going to watch this area as I get past Sunday into next week fill in. Are you ready? So this is going into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So now we start to see the better precipitation filling in the gaps. Where are we drier? South of that line. And that's what we've kind of shown here. Now, what are the temperatures doing during this time? Well, over the next 5 days, let's shrink that up. There you go. Where we're still drier, we're going to see warmer than normal conditions. But we're certainly not above normal through a significant portion of Brazil, Paraguay, and Uruguay and Argentina. And then day 5 through 10, same thing. This is not showing any major deviations from normal, especially on the warm side, as we get this takes us all the way up to the 14th of October. Now, the big question looking longer term is, does that moisture return continue? Because as I said, 80% of the crop is planted between now and about 40 days from now. And what we see here looking out into week 2 is this area is favored wet. And that, as I showed you at the beginning, was the dry quarter up until this point. Normal rains for Mato Grosso over toward Tocantins, possibly. Drier farther to the south, the models continue with that. And you'll notice this as I show you the new forecast, which is going to go from mid-October to mid-November. They're keeping that dryness around. And that's expected given the development of the La Nina and the cooler water that is already in place here, that Nina region 1-2, which we talked about in last Thursday's video. The development of the La Nina says watch this area carefully for drier conditions. Argentina, far southern Brazil, as we get into late spring and summer in South America. But at this point moving forward, the major shift in the northern and central Brazilian growing areas has been to remove the more stronger dry bias that was here, and now it's favoring much closer to normal. So we're going to watch this carefully to see if this continues, because as I said, this precipitation forecast map right here, let's get that drawing off there, is maybe the most important when thinking about Brazil's planting progress. And the moisture that's coming in here will be beneficial to that planting progress. So I will wrap it up there and give you another update on Thursday. Thanks.